Okay, let's have a look at an app called Dexteria. And the new feature that we have on this, we did a review of this about a year ago, but the new feature we have on this now is that it can be used with multiple users. So it's an in-app purchase. I believe it's $3.99. Very worth the money for teachers and therapists, and if you have multiple users at home. But it lets you add as many people as you like, and also lets you get report on each child or person individually. So you enter people here. We entered one called test, but I'll show you how to do a new user. We'll just call it test 2, so you can see easily adds up there, and it shows how far they've gone. Now as you go through the program, their results will show up. As you look at Dominic here, he's done tap it activities level 1, shows you the time and the accuracy. And as you go through, it will show you the pinch it and the write it activities too. And like I said, you can print that, email it, delete a user at any time, clear the data at any time, rename a user, and add a user. So very useful information. Let's go back out and have a look at what the program's all about. We've got 3 things: tap it, pinch it, and write it. So let's open up tap it. And this is really exciting.
To start, spread your fingers and place your fingertips on the screen.
So you put your hand on the screen, and it recognizes where your fingers are. And it might be a little difficult for you to see as I do this, but I'll give it a shot.
Calibration complete. Remove your hand.
Let me do that again for you. I messed that one up.
Put your thumb
Okay,
on the anchor
so here we
button.
go. So the idea is you put your thumb on the anchor button, and you see the lines that you have here where you put your hands. Now obviously for video demonstration purposes I couldn't put them in the perfect position, but you now have to place your thumb on the dot, and then with the finger that corresponds to that line, touch the other areas. It is a timed exercise, and you have to do this all the while keeping your thumb located on the anchor. And as you go through the levels, the objects will move down the line to make it harder. And as you complete a level, it tells you your score, it tells you the time, and it tells you the accuracy. It does change if you take too long, so it like I said, it is a timed skill. And it continues, and now instead of being, you'll see it jumping, instead of being one after the other, it does jump all over the place, slightly up and down on the lines. You can see the time is still going, and so on. And again, it's a matter of touching the correct digit to the correct shape on the correct line. So it's a very good exercise for coordination and finger movements while keeping your thumb placed. I hope you can see this enough. No other app like this on the market. Fantastic for OTs, fantastic for fine motor skills. And again, and then you come onto this level, and it moves slightly down the line, so it's not quite all the way at the top where you placed your hand, so you have to bend your fingers, and so on. And you'll go through levels, 10 levels of that. If you take your finger off the anchor dot, it'll flash and tell you to put it back on there. Let's go ahead and have a look at another part of the program, one of my favorites, pinch it, which is all about using 2 digits to pinch the crabs. You can't just get the crabs by touching them. You actually do have to pinch them with your finger and your thumb until they disappear. And as you go through this, let me see if I can move through this. As you go through this, it does get progressively harder. So now we've gone to more crabs. And believe me, the kids have a lot of fun when they actually pinch those crabs. And then the crabs start to move. And again, this is obviously hand-eye coordination as well as the fine motor skills of pinching them. Now we get more crabs that you have to pinch. I want to show you where a couple more levels on here that are interesting and challenging. Now what you get here is crabs turning red. So the crabs will turn red. Now if you pinch one of the red crabs while he's completely red, he'll multiply into more crabs. So you don't want to do that. Otherwise you'll have crabs all over the place. And too many crabs are never a good thing. On here. And you'll be playing the app for a very, very long time. So try to avoid those guys. And that gets harder and harder. You get more crabs, they move around the screen a lot faster, and it's challenging, but it is certainly a lot of fun. If you click on the information button here, it does bring up instructions on how to do this, improving fine motor skills over time, and tells you how to use it the correct way. Let's go back out and have a look at Write It.
Starting with the arrow dot, use your finger to connect the dots and trace the letter.
So this can be used either with your finger or with a stylus. I like to use apps like this with a stylus, but this is all built into Dexteria, so you can see how much of an amazing value this app is. Uppercase, lowercase, and numbers. You can start at any letter you like. It will go in sequence from that letter. So if we start at T, for example,
T.
You'll notice that U comes next.
U. V.
Let's have a look at lowercase.
Continue to draw the letter without lifting your finger. A.
And like I said, you can go to any letter you like. It's a little forgiving, but you do have to be within the shape, so you can't just wander off like this. You do have to make sure you are within the lines. And let's have a look at the numbers finally. 0.
0. 1.
And again, you can jump to any number.
7.
And that's the idea. And again, pressing the information button will tell you a little bit about what to do. Heading back out. That's a review of Dexteria. One of the apps that were our favorite, was one of our favorite apps in 2011. Still an amazing app, but now obviously with the option of users and reports, which makes it even more better for teachers, therapists, and if you have multiple users at home. So that's Dexteria.